Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know that the trade deadline is always a time of drama, speculation, and sometimes game-changing moves. And this year, the buzz around the Green Bay Packers is reaching a fever pitch with some intriguing whispers coming out of the league. Word is that the New Orleans Saints, who are currently stuck in a tough rebuild with a disappointing 1-6 record, might be looking to shake things up, and one of their prime trade targets could be Rashid Shaheed. The Saints, as many of you know, are struggling on defense, allowing around 31 points per game, which is a huge concern for a team that once had playoff aspirations. Their offense, led by quarterback Derek Carr, isn't quite clicking as expected, especially considering the recent struggles with their offensive line, which has allowed 28 sacks so far. And here's where the Packers come into this picture. The team from Lambeau Field, sitting at 4-3, is looking to bolster their roster, particularly their receiving core, which has been hampered lately due to injuries. Watson, who was expected to be a key piece, is currently on the PUP list, and Wicks has been listed as questionable. The Packers, with their focus on developing Jordan Love and building a strong offensive attack, see the potential in Shaheed, a player who's been making waves in New Orleans. Shaheed is known for his incredible speed, his ability to stretch the field, and his knack for making big plays downfield. Now, for those of you who are not fully familiar, Shaheed has been one of the most explosive deep threats in the league this season. He's amassed nearly 900 receiving yards and 18 touchdowns in his career, with a yards per reception average of over 18 yards. In 2024, he's been particularly impressive, earning a PFF grade of 87. A mark that shows how highly he's regarded in terms of route running, speed, and overall playmaking ability. In 2025, he's continued to shine, with 28 catches for 512 yards and 4 touchdowns, and he's ranked among the top in yards per route run, with an average of 38 yards. What really stands out is his ability to create separation, about 4 yards of space on average, which makes him a nightmare for defenses. But as with many players, Shaheed's season has had its hurdles. A recent ankle injury in Week 4 limited his snaps to around 68%, but even with that, NFL.com highlighted his ability to make deep catches, 14 receptions of 20 or more yards, which is a testament to his explosive talent. If you compare him to other top deep threats in the league, Shaheed's metrics are impressive, and he's certainly a player that could make a difference on any team in need of speed and big play ability. The Saints, however, are a team that's hesitant about extending him long-term, especially with their current cap situation of around $14 million, which is tight. Moving Shaheed could free up about $9 million in cap space, and in exchange, they might get a player like Melton, a wide receiver, along with a draft pick, possibly a third-round pick in 2026. This move, if it happens, could be a strategic one for the Saints. They're looking to rebuild their defense, which has been a sieve this season, and acquiring draft capital and a player like Melton could help them in that quest. They're also wary of their quarterback Derek Carr, who's been good but not great, his QBR of 79. Has been somewhat underwhelming, and the offensive line has been underperforming, allowing too much pressure and sacks. The Saints are also trying to avoid a costly extension with Shaheed, who they see more as a complementary piece rather than a centerpiece, especially given their current rebuild mode. Switching gears now to the Packers, they're in a very different place. They've managed to keep their record above 500, but their passing game is ranked 22nd in the league, averaging just over 200 yards per game. That's not terrible, but it's not enough for a team with playoff ambitions. The addition of Shaheed would change that significantly. Imagine Jordan Love, who's been steadily improving, now with a deep threat like Shaheed to stretch defenses and open up the field. His current completion percentage on deep throws is around 58%, but with Shaheed's speed and ability to create separation, that percentage could jump to around 66%. Statistically, that's a plus 21% increase in expected points added on deep passes, which is huge for a team trying to elevate its offensive production. Shaheed's presence could also elevate the play of other receivers like Christian Watson and Reed. The Packers' offense, which has been somewhat inconsistent, could suddenly become more explosive, especially when considering the play-action game. The running game, led by Aaron Jones, has been solid but not spectacular, averaging around 4.2 yards per carry. And with the added threat of Shaheed's speed, defenses would have to respect the deep ball, creating more opportunities for Jones and others to run effectively. Defensively, the Packers are not perfect, but their secondary has shown resilience. However, they have struggled in pass coverage, allowing around 202 yards per game through the air, which puts them in the middle of the league in terms of pass yards allowed. Adding Shaheed to the mix could help them generate more big plays, forcing opposing quarterbacks to think twice before throwing into coverage. And let me tell you, in the playoffs, big plays are everything. Shaheed's maximum speed of around 21 mph makes him a serious threat to take any short pass or screen to the house, especially if he's lined up against injured or overmatched cornerbacks like Van Ness or Wyatt, who are currently out or playing through injuries. Now, looking at the bigger picture, the potential trade of Shaheed to the Packers could be a game-changer. According to DraftKings, the Super Bowl odds for the Packers have already improved from plus 1,800 to plus 1,100 after this news started circulating. That's a significant shift, and it shows how much belief there is in their ability to make a deep playoff run if they can add a player like Shaheed. His speed and playmaking ability could be the X-factor in their postseason push, especially in cold Lambeau conditions, where a player with his top-end speed can leave defenders in the dust. It wouldn't just be about boosting the offense. It's about injecting new energy into the team, reviving the Lambeau leap, and forging a new era under Jordan Love's leadership. Of course, all of this hinges on the trade actually happening, and there are still many moving parts. The Saints are holding firm on their valuation, and the Packers will have to weigh how much they're willing to give up, but the potential payoff is massive. Shaheed could serve as that game-changing weapon that elevates the Packers from a decent team to serious contenders, especially considering how their schedule looks ahead. With their pass game needing a boost and their defense capable of making plays, adding a player like Shaheed could tip the scales in their favor. So what do you think, Packers fans? Is this the move that could finally push your team over the edge? Do you believe Shaheed's speed and explosiveness are what Jordan Love's offense needs to reach the next level? This could be the start of a new chapter for Green Bay, one where speed, big plays, and playoff heroics define their story. Keep your eyes peeled because, if this trade goes through, it's going to be one of the most exciting developments of the NFL season. The Packers are always in the mix, and with moves like this, they're clearly aiming high, trying to recapture that Super Bowl magic that made Lambeau Field one of the most iconic places in sports. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to US and TO, the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news.